We're back with the Fox News Alert. We're just learning the FBI agents have raided the Maryland home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. It happened at 7 a.m. this morning.
Shortly after the raid began, FBI Director Kash Patel posting on X, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on a mission."
David Spunt joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, David.
Hey, guys, not much we can say at this point, but information will continue to develop. As you mentioned, about 7 o'clock this morning, FBI agents raided Ambassador Bolton's home. Notable, we're being told by two government sources that they are looking for classified documents as part of a potential leak investigation. We're told that Ambassador Bolton is not in custody. He's not under arrest. But it is notable they are at his Maryland home right now. We don't know how many agents are there. We're waiting to get a picture of the scene coming in right now. But we're told Ambassador Bolton, who was just on TV on another network a couple days ago talking about the Russia-Putin-Trump summit, is now under FBI investigation. Now, I want to be clear. These are long, and we're looking at some live photographs right now in Bethesda. That's clearly the road where Ambassador Bolton lives. And you can see some police cars outside there. But, you know, this is going to be a long process. We saw the raid of former Trump advisor Roger Stone's home down in Florida several years ago. Eventually, he went to trial. We saw famously in August of 2022, exactly 3 years ago, a little bit more than 3 years ago, the raid on Mar-a-Lago. That still has the FBI in hot water. That's a little bit of a different situation as it was a former president, but it deals with classified documents, guys.
That in 2020, Scott. I mean, what do you see here?
Well, I'm reminded of something that I heard someone say after the Mar-a-Lago raid, and the statement was everybody ought to just calm down, whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, and let the process work its way through. That was said by John Bolton himself after the Mar-a-Lago raid on Trump. Look, I try not to engage too much in conjecture on these things. All we really know is what Caitlin just told us, that this is related to an investigation regarding information he put in his book. We know that they're searching for things, and that's it. That's what we know. And so Ambassador Bolton's previous views on this were that processes should be allowed to work their way through. I assume this one will work its way through. And if he has not disclosed any classified information, that will be fine and good, and we'll talk about that. And if he has, I'm sure we'll talk about it as well. But getting, in my opinion, going down the road of a conjecture here when we don't have a ton of facts is different.
Scott, you want a little kind of a question off to the side here. You served in the George W. Bush administration. There are investigations that often surround administrations in different ways, and you had to testify and were deposed as part of that. That's far different than what's going on here. I mean, Bolton himself is being investigated specifically. But what does it do to your life in terms of upheaval when you're connected to an investigation? How much does it cost in terms of money, resources, and just emotional impact?
Oh, it can cost quite a lot. I mean, to get attorneys and to sit through the process of preparing and going through all your records and answering their questions and then practicing and then going in and doing it. I mean, you rack up hours, and Washington, D.C. attorneys ain't cheap, as they say. So from that perspective, it is it can be very taxing. It's mentally taxing. There's a lot of anxiety that goes along with it. In my case, I wasn't being investigated for anything criminal and wasn't the target of any criminal investigation. I was merely talking to congressional committees. But it's still an emotionally taxing situation, particularly when as I knew in my case, I had done nothing wrong.
I mean, you've heard from Andrew and Caitlin that there has to be some showing of probable cause to a federal judge. This just isn't Donald Trump's or Kash Patel's anger or vitriol coming to roost here. There are line FBI agents, career prosecutors, career people in the Department of Justice who assembled a case file that had to go to a federal judge, presumably who doesn't take any of these things lightly, and show a probable cause, more likely than not, that there was evidence of a crime of some sort contained in John Bolton's house. So while this, John Berman said earlier, this has a really bad look to it, this has probably been going on now for quite some time. This isn't pulled together in a few hours. This investigation has most likely been going on for quite some time to get to this point. The timing is optically it looks political because of as you said, John Berman alluded to it, that Bolton was on criticizing the president heavily. He's been a big detractor of Donald Trump's, has said a lot of not nice things about Donald Trump, but that does not still underlie the fact that there may be some there, and that a federal judge someplace found that there's more likely than not something here in this house that contains evidence of a crime.